wish them luck and Godspeed as well.
So, as I always like to start off these conversations, and I already know what the answer is. What have you been playing or streaming? Sorry.
Dark Ages of Camelot.
Fuck off. Really? I never knew that.
Yeah. Okay, you know what I've been playing. I've been playing Quake 2 Enhanced, and I've been having a whale of a time. Absolute whale of a time.
Oh, good. I've watched your stream, and I was going to comment. I was like, he's never going to see my comment because he's just too much into it.
I've been engrossed in that game, and I've forgotten how much I enjoyed it, to be honest. And they've done a sterling job.
So, the classic shooter Quake 2 has made its grand return to the PlayStation Store. It's now available for PS5, PS4. The remaster comes with a plethora of enhancements, additions, and promising an enriching gaming experience for fans old and new. And someone's been playing this game religiously since it came out. So,
Me.
I'm just going to bring up the price points and then just leave it all over to you because I think that's probably the best way of doing it. So at the moment, Quake 2 is reasonably priced at $9.99 or $7.99 and is available on the PlayStation Store for both PS4 and PS5. Also available for other consoles. It is free on Games Pass, if I understood that correctly, both on the PC and on the console, which is fantastic. If you've got that, play it, give it a go. Nothing lost. I think you'll enjoy it. I like the soundtrack on it. But yeah, come on. You've been playing this. You're the expert. Let's see what you got to say.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful, mate. I've like we said on one of the previous. I know we didn't know what was going to come out. I know you wanted a Doom 2016 remake, didn't you?
I was hoping I want this to be a success so that they are willing to make a Quake Doom 2016 sort of thing. Yes. So it needs to be successful. So that's why we're bigging it up, because I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll come back to that in the conclusion. So, Quake 2, enhancements and features. The game boasts several notable improvements, fully functional online modes with cross-play support. They've also kept in LAN play. Now, that was one of the things that I was worried about they were going to get rid of because it's not a thing anymore, but they've kept it in there. So you can pick up your CRTs, grab your PCs, get down your mates, order some pizzas, drink lots of Red Bull, sit around a table and play this game. Great. So I've got to get that planned. So what else have we got? We've got motion control support, allowing players to aim using their controller's motion sensors. I'm not sure if anybody's going to be using that. It's fun to use on the Switch, I suppose, once just to test it out. But yeah, they tried it with the first Quake remaster release, and I did have a little play with it. And to be honest, it works okay. But not as good as a game like Metroid Prime on the Wii, using the motion controllers. That worked perfectly.
Yeah.
So we've also got enhanced visuals, including up to 4K and widescreen resolution support, improved enemy animations, enhanced models, dynamic and coloured lighting, and more. The original heavy rock soundtrack by Sonic Mayhem. So when this was first released back in the day, your soundtrack was on the CD, so the game had run. It'd pick the soundtrack off the CD, and you'd get the music playing. Absolutely awesome. Unfortunately, when they ported it back to Steam and you bought it, you didn't get the soundtrack. So there's people out there who've played Quake 2 on Steam that haven't heard the soundtrack, and it's a massive it's a massive part of the game. So
I remember listening to this. I was gonna say I remember listening to the soundtrack from the CD.
It's so good, mate. It's so good. Really is good. Regarding the enemy animations, they've improved them with the AI as well. So they'll now not just duck like they did in the original. They'll strafe left to right. If they're on a platform, they'll jump down at you now and attack you. So there's little tweaks like that to the animations and the AI, which is really good. The dynamic and the colour lighting is lovely. It really is nice. No need for an RTX card, ray tracing, even though the Quake 2 ray tracing version of the game is so impressive.
I would like to see the ray tracing part. I really would.
Yeah. But now they've done a good job with the lighting without the ray tracing. There's also a new expansion that MachineGames have added called Call of the Machine, and it's a brand new expansion. Offers players 28 campaign levels and a multiplayer deathmatch map, enriching the overall gameplay experience. So basically, you get a brand new Quake 2. That's not just an expansion pack. That is a full game. That's like buying Quake 2 again, but yeah, different
Quake
story.
2. Hang on a second. Are you saying Quake 2? 2.
Quake 2.
Quake 2. 2.
Yeah.
Yes. 2. Desmond.
We've also got Quake 2 64 also in the package. A version I never played. An interesting addition to the remastered.
I knew that Doom 64 existed. I never knew there was a Quake 64.
Yes, Quake 64.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And again, that's another experience for you. I don't know if all the levels are different or they've just laid them out slightly different, but yeah, it's a different game because because you've obviously got the N64 sounds and the different music in that as well. So again, you've got another version of Quake. So multiplayer experience for those looking to enjoy Quake 2 with friends. The remaster supports a 4-player split screen mode on Sony's platforms. You know what I mean? Couch co-op. Back to the days of GoldenEye,
just like
GoldenEye in split screen.
Just like to point out, it's not just the Sony ones. The reason I pulled this from a Sony site, that's why the news story's got all the Sony bits in there.
Yeah.
So the Xbox has got it too.
I haven't even looked at that. So for me, I just thought it was the Sony one, but that's so cool. But they've gone to town on this, and for 7 at first when I put Steam on, I was like, well, where is it? Where is it? I want to buy it. But basically, if you've already got Quake 2 on PC, it just updates. Just updates. It doesn't change the icon or nothing. So you click on the icon for Quake 2, and then you get a list of choosing either the original Quake 2 or the enhanced version of Quake 2. So that's something to note, because it fooled me for a little bit. I was on the store looking for it, and nothing was the only thing that was popping up was Quake 2. But obviously, if you're a console user, you haven't got to worry about that, because you just type Quake 2 in, and it's the first time it's been available for the latest generation of machines. But it's the sound. It's not just the music that they've changed. It's the tweaks to the sound they've improved as well. So now you've got modern surface sounds depending on where you're treading. So they've added that to it. So that's really nice. There's reverb and different audio enhancements depending on where you are in the levels. They've properly sat down and thought about it. But they haven't changed the gameplay, as in, ruined anything. They've just improved on every single thing. You've got hit counters now. You've got a weapons wheel and an item wheel that you can bring up, and it slows down time. So you can use that to your advantage in some situations, which is quite cool. The only little tiny gripe I've got is they've dumbed it down slightly for modern audiences and console players, unfortunately. Whereas it now tells you you can basically bring up where you've got to go in the map.
Okay.
So there's like a little marker, which you didn't have before. You had to work it out yourself. And they've also added my pet hate, which is press X to crouch, press space to jump, and that really bugs me. But they are minor grievances. It's amazing.
Well, good. Quake 2 Remaster promises to deliver a revamped and enriched experience for fans of the classic shooters. With an array of enhancements, new content, multiplayer features, it's set to be a must-play for both newcomers and returning players. You will be diving back into the world of Quake 2. If you'll be diving back into the world of Quake 2, let us know in the comments below. Anyway,
don't forget to save. Don't play it for an hour. Get so engrossed and then die, and then you can start level again.